Chapter 17. The Bible should have as important a place as the TV set in our American homes. Our future progress may well depend not so much on our productive and technological genius as upon our moral awareness. Clifford F. Hood. Our next stop is at Uvalo, the last and one of the most isolated islands of the Bismarck archipelago. It is here on this quiet, beautiful island that I discovered the actual device that is changing these simple island people from their peaceful ways. The instrument of their change is brought out only at night. Several men carry it into the middle of the village like some secret treasure. The people hurry to get the best places to pay homage to this new alluring wonder. In stunned fascination, I watch the impact of television on primitive people who are totally unprepared for the high-tech invasion of 20th century entertainment. The television arrived several months ago, along with a gasoline generator for power and a VCR to feed it. Every 10 days, an island trading boat arrives. Besides bringing essential supplies, the boat also serves as a video rental store. The village chief, standing beside me, proudly confides the wisdom of his decision to purchase the TV equipment from community funds. It is like we have joined the rest of the world, he whispers, eyes fixed on the television monitor. The movies unlock the mysteries of what is really happening elsewhere, he says, caught up in cinematic awe. The movie the villagers are watching is Scarface with Al Capone. This is an extremely violent movie about the cocaine trade in Florida. On the glaring orb of the television screen, we see a simple man from a Cuban rural background immigrating into the United States with nothing to his name. He appears to be the kind of person these people can identify with. Through the drug trade, he rapidly acquires money, power, fast cars, a beautiful wife, and an expensive home. He also happens to kill people, a lot of people. As I look at the villagers, all but hypnotized by the crime drama, I wonder if they realize that the only time the main character, Scarface, smiles is when he is hurting someone. Do they see the evil that the drug trade represents? No. Instead, they appear to be caught up in the Hollywood magic of bright city lights, drama, and intrigue. When the movie ends, the young boys run amongst the palm trees, pretending to shoot one another with machine pistols. By an open fire, a group of men are talking excitedly about a scene in which a man is attacked with a chainsaw. A couple of the smaller kids are rapidly pushing toy wooden canoes through the sand and making race car noises. The chief looks at all the action and grins proudly. Next week, the boat is bringing us a pirated copy of Rambo, he says with a broad smile. The movie is hard to get. I have to pay double. Walking down to the beach, I shove the Alcyon's rubber Zodiac out into the dark water. Taking a last look back at the village, I see three boys silhouetted before a fire. Two older boys are holding down a toddler and pretending to cut off his limbs with a chainsaw. The little boy is crying at the harsh treatment. The older boys are laughing maliciously. Motoring back out to the Alcyon, I think about the tremendous impact television is having on these people. Undoubtedly, the youths will want to move to the big cities where they can experience what they've seen. In their minds, they may be eagerly thinking of trading in their hollowed-out canoes for fast cars, and their bamboo huts with star-filled nights for apartments in neon-lit cities. In the near future, the primitive social fabric of this tightly knit island society is probably going to unravel beyond beyond repair. That night in my cabin aboard the Winship, I ponder the impact television is having on American youth. We tend to judge ourselves by those we see around us. Television programming adds a new dimension or standard to these values. In television dramas and music videos, we often see attractive people exploring the dark edges of what is not normally acceptable behavior. Television is more than just a window into a fantasy world where real life merges with creative imagination. It is a medium that allows people in the movie trade to present their own thoughts and values on life. Though their teaching may be distorted or even malicious, the message will always be presented in the most alluring and attractive way. Deception is most effective when it pretends to be something that is supposedly good. Why else would Satan masquerade as an angel of light? As a reflection on the power of cinema, ask a young person who is a bigger hero for most of the kids, George Washington or Indiana Jones. In most of my surveys, I find that the fictitious character played by an actor beats out the founding father of the United States by a factor of approximately 10 to 1. Every day, more than 1,300 teenagers attempt suicide. It is the number 3 killer of teenagers in America. Television values weigh heavily on us all. In truth, television is but an electrical box in front of which the average North American youth sits idly for 22 hours a week. What a loss, when real life adventure is always waiting just outside the front door. The short time of our youth is when we are the most creative, imaginative, and energetic. How horrible to waste all that youthful wonder and energy just sitting idly in front of a box. The next morning, what begins as a regular day of Cousteau underwater adventure suddenly becomes the event of a lifetime. We encounter 3 killer whales hunting amongst the reefs of Wavulalo Island for 8 incredible hours. The Cousteau crew splits into twin teams to take 2-hour shifts diving with the orcas. My team is just exiting the water as Jean Michel's team takes over for the last dive of the day. The sun will be going down soon, and my team decides to drift alongside the other team's empty Zodiac. I'm relaxing, leaning comfortably against the inflatable's warm rubber pontoon when Jean Michel erupts from the water, shouting excitedly, "The orcas are eating sharks!" 3 sets of hands lunge for dive masks as we rush to peer anxiously over the side. Beneath us, we see a 28-foot long orca swimming toward the other team with an 8-foot long reef shark dangling in its massive jaws. We hear cartilage crunch as the killer whale consumes the whole shark in 3 gigantic bites. Quietly, but as not to disturb the incredible action, I take a breath and slip into the warm water. I cannot approach the action for fear of accidentally getting into the frame of the other team's cameras. As the surrounding water grows darker with the setting sun, we watch the orcas eat 3 more sharks. We do not see them catching the sharks. Killer whales hang vertically suspended just beneath the surface. Facing downward, they wait patiently without any movement. It is the classic posture of a hunter. I believe they are echolocating to sense where the sharks are trying to hide. Then abruptly they torpedo downward at warp speed. A minute or two later, they ascend with the sharks thrashing in their powerful jaws. It is, it is amazing that the whales are purposefully returning to us to eat their prey. Why? Is this like a cat who proudly displays a caught mouse? Or are we the source of entertainment while they are eating their meal? Watching the seawater turn red from the killer whale's feeding frenzy, I can't help wondering if they aren't considering us for the dessert tray. As the sun disappears below the horizon, its warm light fades and the water darkens. Unable to film in the submarine twilight, and probably propelled by fears augmented by the dark, shadowy water, Jean Michel's team returns gratefully to the surface. Instead of rushing back to the Alcyon, we take a few minutes to drift under the star-filled heavens. Eager hands hold the twin zodiacs together as we relive the incredible experience. Everyone bubbles with excitement as we share the wonder of seeing the killer whales hunting sharks. 20 yards away, a black orca fin rises almost 5 feet out of the dark water. Starlight glistens on the wet, black fin as it cuts through the smooth, glassy surface. Then the whale exhales a cloud of mist into the dark sky and disappears with a powerful flick of its tail. An hour after sunrise, 2 days later, I watch children running on a white sand beach, casting long shadows from the morning sun. Leaning against a coconut tree, I enjoy seeing them at their play. We are at Pihon Islands, our last stop in Papua New Guinea. This little island is unique from all the others. It is the cleanest and most fair. Just beyond the village, I see a woman sweeping one of the small island's dirt paths. About me, the other villagers are attending to their daily chores. I notice how fit and healthy they look. The general mood that resides here is one of happiness and goodwill. The answer to all this good fortune, again, lies in the middle of the village. For a church, the humble beginning isn't very large. The Seventh-day Adventist missionaries have also built a school here for the children. Just like the young people at Wivalo, these island children are also learning about the world beyond their primitive village. However, instead of false hopes built around Hollywood dreams, these kids are being prepared to face the modern world with a foundation in studies like math, reading, history, music, and the Bible. From inside the church, I hear a slightly out of tune choir of young voices offering a song to their master. One of the wonders of Christian missionary work is that some of these island kids will get the opportunity to attend advanced studies at far-off colleges and universities, becoming doctors, teachers, and pastors. They can return to Papua New Guinea to contribute to the quality of life for all the people here. They are the foundation of hope for this little island nation. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Proverbs 2:10-11. In the distance, I hear the captain sounding the Alcyon's horn. It is the call to return to the Windship. With the noon tide, we are sailing for Australia, where I will catch a flight home. Brushing the sand of Papua New Guinea from my clothes, it is with great anticipation that I push the Zodiac out into the water. I will be seeing Cindy in just over a week, and I'm planning to ask her to marry me. It is not faith. It it is not faith in works. It is not faith or works. It is faith that works. Anonymous.